Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss our new chapter, that is your sets. We come across in our daily life there are some unique group of different objects or things. For example, group of your friends, group of your pens in your pencil box or in box, group of copies, or you can say that whenever we discuss about group of students in a particular class, group of boys in a particular class, so all these collection, all these grouping is unique one. They have something common in them. Each member of the group have something common. For example, group of students of your class 6. So in your class 6, there are many sections in your school, that is your A, B, C, D, likewise. So question says that students of class 6 of your school. So all the students, those who are reading in class 6, they come under this group. This is you can see this is a collection of students who are reading class 6 in your school. Now suppose other part says that no, boys of class 6, suppose the section A, boys of class 6A. It means what? First, we see whether we are reading in our school boys of class 6A. So first we reach up to the 6, then out of 6 we reach the section A, and then under the section A we only collect the boys of that section. So this is your collection, and this thing is known as your set. So by the definition, what is set? Set is a well-defined collection. Set says that set is a well-defined collection of the objects. Objects, we can use anything, objects, elements, etc. All these are known as a well-defined collection. In your book, it is given that well-defined collection of objects is known as your set. When we discuss about the definition, any well-defined collection of object is called a set. Set is a well-defined collection of the object. This is your definition of set. In this case, the most important thing is your well-defined. Means, and then second part is your collection. There are two parts. First part well-defined and second part collection. Well-defined means what? Suppose we have students of so in this statement, this is an example of set. In this is a well-defined. 6A means what? Students of 6A. And this is union 6A. In this students, we have lots of, not only one or two students are there, their collection of students maybe 20, maybe 30. So this is your collection. This is a well-defined. Then students itself says collection. This says collection. And this complete says the well-defined. We can use more perfect way. It is a girls of class 6A of your school. Now this complete statement is well defined. First, when you reach your school, then go to the class 6A and choose only girls. So this is a well defined collection. This statement says that it's a well defined collection. Now how we, if we discuss with some English name, let's start. Suppose it says that vowels of English alphabet. Okay. It is your A, E, I, O, U. This is a well defined collection of objects. Now, question asks how we represent, how we say that it is a set, or how we write that set in your copy or mathematical way in proper order. So always remember that whenever we write set members of set, we must include in a middle braces or this type of braces, middle bracket or braces. This is a, now we can say this is a set. And how we give the name of the set, or we always use capital letter for giving the name of set. Now this has a complete meaning. In this case, A is a set of A, E, I, O, U. But here is not given that several different. Here given only the members. These are known as members or elements. Members or elements. Members or elements. This is the name of the set. This is your name of the set. So likewise we can represent the set. Always remember there are some different terms we use. We can from here we can write now E belongs to set A. We can see that small e belongs to set A. But in mathematics we not write in this way this sentence. We can easily write E. Now we use the sign belongs to E. Means E is a member of set A. Similarly, we can write down not belongs to, how we write B belongs to A. No, B not belongs to A. So we first give the symbol of belongs to and then cross it. So this is the symbol of belongs to. And this does not belong to. Now we are going to discuss how we represent a set. Types of representation. There are various types of set representation. 3 going are there. In that 3, how we discuss how to write, how to represent a set. Let's start. In this, now we are going to represent a set. How we write the set. There are how to represent the set. There are 3 methods. Mainly there are 3 methods, and we discuss all these methods right now. First method is your description method. In this method, we write down the statement in a descriptive way so that we can easily find out the members. For example, set A is a set of, in middle bracket, we always use middle bracket, not small, not bigger, not square, not curly, only this one. We can write vowels of English alphabet. Vowels of English alphabet means what? In this case, vowels of English alphabet. In this case, we know that in English alphabets we have only 5 vowels, that is A, E, I, O, U. So this is a well-defined collection of set. This is the first easiest method, description method. The next one we are going to discuss about it is the roster method. Roster sometimes is tabular. In roster method, tabular. In roster method or tabular method, we write down, we list all the members, we write down all the members of the set inside the curly bracket. Take example, I am taking same example. It's a vowels of English alphabet. You must add in small letters A, E, I, O, U. So this is your roster or tabular method. Now, third one is your rule method or set builder form. It's a little toughest one, but once you are able to understand that method, this is the easiest and unique form to represent a set. In higher classes, we always use set builder form to represent a set, even in class 7 also. So once again, set builder form. Again, I am writing the same one. In set builder method, we write some conditional based statement. Conditional based statement means what? We first write down some variable, it is x. Then we use some symbol, either it's a bar or sometimes in place of bar we use colon, two symbols. Then we write down the condition. Either you can write down is or you can write down equals to English alphabet. Now, see very carefully. Set A is a set of element x such, this symbol says such, that now there is a condition for x equals to English alphabet. So we can easily say in place x is a variable, unknown quantity. So x means what? It's an English alphabet. How many English alphabet we have? First A, then E, then I, then O, then U. So this statement, this is your descriptive method for representing a set. It is known as your set builder method. Now, in this case, we have some conditions, some variables, and which we have the variable x which satisfies the condition x equals to English alphabet. Then only we are able to find out the members. This is the set builder form. Now I am going to discuss some conditions based on some roster form or tabular form, and then we move to the set builder form. Now I am going to discuss rules of writing the set or representing the set on roster method. Sometimes descriptive, but in roster method, basically in roster method. One by one we can see. First, I'm making example of say English alphabet makes A, E, I, O, U. So first rule is order within bracket, within braces, and again sort, so that you can easily remember. Order can be changed. Means whenever we are writing sets like this, we can change the order of the element. If it is given A, E, I, O, U, in the same set we can write O, A, E, U, I. So order can be changed. Need not to write in unique order. Order can be changed, but that is a correct one. This is the first point. Second, no repetition. Sorry. Here I am using the word duplicacy. Duplicacy is not required. Repetition is not required. Repetition. Repetition. Repetition is not allowed. Allowed means suppose in a set. Take example that letters of the word school. So how we write this one? B equals to inside that those letters we have capital S, then C, then H, then O, then O, then L. Means under school we have some letter this one. But this is not correct. This is wrong because from the second rule we say that repetition of the element is not allowed. In this case there are two times of O, so it's wrong. We can in place of this we can write down as C H O L. So this is the actual repetition of set of alphabets used in the word school. Then this is the second one. Third one. Third point. Use comma. Use commas to separate two members. So you can easily say add over there A, comma E, comma I likewise. So you can use comma to separate the members. A set may consist single member, no member or many member. So likewise we must write all the things inside the bracket. For example, A, and in this case we have only one member or we have no member. So we can must represent this one. In this case when we discuss that there are different types of sets, then we discuss this is name of this set and this set. But remember always we use middle braces to represent the set. If the number of elements are large, for example, natural number. So, in case of natural numbers, we can easily write down 1, 2, 3, and we know that they are up to infinity, so we use 3 dot. We use 3 dot to show that what your list is going on, and then We don't know the end point, so we go. If we know the end point, then we write the end point. After we do dot, then we can close the bracket. Now there are some standard sets of numbers. We must remember all these sets. So standard sets I'm writing over there. Is given in your book also, but let's check. First, set of natural number and represent the natural number. So all the natural numbers come under all means complete natural number come under this n. Then W represents whole number. Then I represents integers. Sometimes I, sometimes Z's. It represents integers. Then E always represents even integers. Then we have O. O is a unique one, odd integer. Then P is a prime number. Likewise, we have many more standard sets you must learn. So these are the rules for writing the members of the elements. Now there are question answers. We'll discuss question answers in our next video. That's all for today. Thank you.